Hi, I'm going to be going over the books I read for January 2025. The first book I read is Jasper Jones by Craig Silvey, which this is like an Australian book that I think maybe is big over there. I don't know. I found it in a thrift store like a decade ago, and then I picked it out of my random TBR jar for December of last year, but I didn't finish it. December, I finished it in January. And this follows a boy named something. What's the main guy's name? Charlie. And he's like sleeping, chilling in his room one night, and then hears a knock, 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 and it's Mr. Jasper Jones at his window saying, "Charlie, come here, I have to show you something." And so Charlie's like, "Okay, bro," because Jasper Jones is the bad kid in the town. Like everyone's like, if anything bad happens, it gets blamed on Jasper. And so Charlie's like, "Oh my god, yay, the bad boy. He likes me, he wants to be friends with me." So Charlie follows him, and then Jasper shows him something in the woods that changes the trajectory of his life, blah, blah, blah. And this was really good. I liked it. I give it 4 out of 5. It's I think definitely YA. It deals with a lot of stuff like racism and I think the Vietnam War. I think that's the war that they were discussing there. Sorry, I'm getting swarmed by animals. And yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was really deep, but it's very slow. Like, it's a very slow, quiet, chill book, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting more of a mystery book, but it's definitely not. Grace, stop. And yeah, I really liked it. I then went on to watch the movie, which my mom loved the movie because she didn't read the book, but the movie is more of a mystery and kind of takes out all of the quiet parts of it, which I'm really into the quietness, the like subtlety. I don't know, but like everyday, I like going into everyday lives of normal people. And that was kind of removed from the movie because there wasn't enough time in it, obviously. The movie wasn't bad, so if you want to watch the movie, that's good too. But yeah, I really like the book. I would recommend it. The next book I read is Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman, which this is a book I got for Christmas from my brother because he is currently reading the series. And he reads like sci-fi bullshit, like Red Rising, Dune, all that shit, which I don't really go into sci-fi too much. It's not my favorite. So he wanted me to, well, like, you know, you want to share a book with someone and like read together or whatever. He's ahead of me, but in the series, but it was whatever. And so he picked this one because he thought I would enjoy it, and I did. I also gave this a 4 out of 5. Didn't quite make it to the 5-star. And this follows Carl, who wakes up in the middle of the night to like a world-ending apocalypse, and he has the choice by the alien overlords to go into a dungeon to compete to survive, or to just try to stay on Earth and live in the wasteland or whatever. And then so he decides to go into the dungeon with his cat, or with his ex-girlfriend's cat, Princess Donut, and has to try to survive. It's very Hunger Games. It's like a more of a fantasy Dungeons and Dragons Hunger Games, which was really cool because love me some Hunger Games. So I thought that was really fun. And yeah, it was a really fun book. I don't know, it was fun. I really liked it. 4 out of 5. The next book I read is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I got this collector's, ooh, Grace. Ow, you're literally on my bare legs scratching me. I got this from Costco. It was the collector set with all of her books. And for Books in Lala's like cover thing, she's doing like a cover and a wordathon. So I did this for the cover because it's like a pattern. See all the little hearts or whatever. And this follows 2 sisters whose dad dies. And then their brother kind of sends them away to a hut. Not really, it's like a cabin or something. And they're like meeting men, falling in love, trying to decide what to do with their lives, trying to be sense, trying to scope out the men's, and let's just say men ain't shit, men haven't been shit, and men continue to be no shit. And yeah, I don't know, this was good. I liked it. The like old-timey talk kind of takes me out of it, but you know, it's not really Janie's fault because that was the language of the time. But like Shakespeare shit, I can't. Whenever they start talking all weird and old, I start disassociating. So I really had to try to focus to like understand what was happening. And yeah, I don't know, I liked it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I think for a classic, It wasn't really boring. I was into it. There's some fucking gag-worthy moments in this. Oh my god, bitch. Some of the reveals, the ring. The ring. If you know, you know. I was jaw on the floor. On the floor. But yeah, I really liked it. The next book I read is Clown in the Cornfield, The Church of Friendo 3. Or Clown in the Cornfield 3, Church of Friendo, whatever the fuck. And this I selected out of my random TBR jar for January. And this follows Quinn as she's getting revenge on the clowns that did some shit in the last book. It was like the cult of Friendo or whatever. Or no, Friendo lives, but there's like a culty shit in the last book. And they came and took over a town, and so she's finding each one and taking them out. I also enjoyed this book. I think the second book is my favorite. This is my second favorite, and then the first book is my least favorite. But with that being said, I'm super excited for the movie because I thought the first book, though, it was pretty, like, boring and forgettable. It was very much, there was a lot of imagery for the kills in that, so I think it's gonna translate really well to screen, and so I'm so excited for that. And yeah, and in the acknowledgements, it was so cool because he said, like, he saw a friendo float or whatever because he was there for the filming of the movie. Yeah, I think it comes out this year. Super excited for it. I thought this one was solid. I love that he got, like, a bunch of MAGA people super mad about the first two books, and he just doubled down and was like, no, this is what, if you think this relates to you, then that's on you. That's not on him, because maybe he took some inspiration from some of that shit, but if you see yourself in it, that's not his fault. But yeah, 4 out of 5. I also really enjoyed this one. And the last book I read, which I just finished yesterday, is An Academy for Liars by Alexis Henderson. This was the Literally Dead book club pick of November. Yeah, November. And I just didn't get to it. I got sick in like November, December, then obviously holidays, Christmas, all that shit was happening. So I just never got around to reading it. And then the book wordathon for the month is Lies, Truth and Lies, and so Liars, so that fits. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna read that for that. And this was ass. Shocker. Yeah, it was, I have too much trauma from PLL and Aria and that teacher guy, that there's a romance between a teacher and a student. There's many romances between teachers and students going on. And it just keeps me out. I don't give a fuck if they're grown adults. I don't give a fuck that she's 24 and he's 30, whatever. I don't give a fuck. That power imbalance is weird. Don't like it, don't like it, don't like it. The world building was not there. The magic system, I like the idea of it, but I didn't like the execution of it because it's like all about the magic of persuasion. But also, they can call like random gates and create whole new worlds and shit. It just did not make fucking sense. The characters were fucking nothing. I was interested in the side characters, but no, it had to be all about the fucking Dante teacher guy. I didn't give a fuck about him. I didn't want to know about him. I did not care. He was weird. Yeah. And it was just, they did a live show on this and summed up my thoughts perfectly. All of the hosts there and Kayla, so yeah, but I was not a fan. And that is all the books I read for January.